Welcome back to another episode of Play Action Fantasy Football. We got Week 17 wide receiver rankings here. We don't want to waste your time. We want to make sure we get our lineups and everything going. Make sure we got some best matchups listed here so we know who we're looking at, and then definitely look out for the start sits later in the week. This is championship weekend. We're going to go out with a bang, so might as well start off with number 1, CeeDee Lamb versus the Lions. Lions are near the bottom of the pack when it comes to points given up to wide receivers, so CeeDee Lamb should have a great matchup. Had a decent game against Miami, and now a better matchup at home against the Lions. Number 2, Justin Jefferson versus the Packers. With no Hockenson, it seems like could be a possibility, and no Jordan Addison. This is Justin Jefferson's opportunity to definitely eat here in this offense. Number 3 is going to be Tyreek Hill at the Ravens. Definitely a good matchup here for Tyreek Hill, especially with no Jalen Waddle. I mean, it's a little bit of a tougher matchup, I should say. But Tyreek Hill with that speed definitely like the opportunity against the Ravens. Number 4 is A.J. Brown versus the Cardinals here. A.J. Brown against the Cardinals should have a good matchup here. He did really well against the Giants, at least. I wouldn't say really well, but he did good enough to where I think against the Cardinals he should be able to definitely explode off of this offense and definitely make some points here in the higher 20s. This week. Number 5 is going to be Deebo Samuel at the Commanders. Deebo Samuel has been killing it the last couple weeks. He is currently playing right now against the Ravens, but Deebo's matchup against the Commanders is definitely well enough to put him at number 5. Number 6, Mike Evans versus Saints. Like the matchup there from Mike Evans. 13 touchdowns from Baker Mayfield. He should have more here in this game. I expect maybe 1 or 2 from Mike Evans in this one. 7, Puka Nacua. I have him higher than Cooper Kupp this week. Puka Nacua definitely is going to eat against the Giants, especially with where he lines up in the field. Definitely like the opportunity for Puka here. Number 8 is Amon-Ra St. Brown at the Cowboys. Tough matchup for him, but knowing how they utilize this offense, St. Brown's definitely going to get his targets. Number 9, breakout performance, or not even really breakout, just a dominant performance. Amari Cooper at home against the Jets. Now, a little bit of a tougher matchup. He might not put up 56 this week, but that connection with Joe Flacco is definitely there, so Amari Cooper's number 9. Number 10, Chris Olave at the Buccaneers. Good opportunity for Chris Olave as the Buccaneers are bottom 3 when it comes to points given up to wide receivers. So look for Chris Olave to have a good game against the Buccaneers in Week 17. And then speaking of Cooper Kupp, he's going to be number 11 here at the Giants. I have him a little bit lower here. He has been a little bit of a step back a little bit the last 2 weeks, so good opportunity for Cooper Kupp to have a bounce back, but I have him outside of the top 10 just barely based on matchups. Number 12, Brandon Ayuk at the Commanders. Good opportunity for Ayuk to definitely, hopefully, have a bounce back game here against the Commanders as they are dead last or in the bottom 3 when it comes to points given up to wide receivers. So look for Brandon Ayuk to be able to boost your team there. Number 13, T. Higgins at the Chiefs. Chiefs just gave up a good amount of points to some of these players on the Raiders. And T. Higgins probably will be the number 1 guy, considering that Jamar Chase will probably sit out another week here, expected to at least in Week 17. So Jamar Chase probably being out. T. Higgins is 13 for me. Number 14, DK Metcalf versus Steelers. And 15, Tyler Lockett versus Steelers. Both these guys are going to have a good opportunity against the Steelers. So look for that opportunity here for both those guys at 14 and 15. Number 16 is going to be Rashee Rice versus the Bengals. Rashee Rice should have a good opportunity here. A little bit of a step back with Mahomes this last week, but I expect a bounce-back game this one, as these two, the Bengals and the Chiefs, tend to have really good games. Even though no Joe Burrow, I still expect this to be a good game overall. 17, George Pickens at Seattle. Seattle's in there, the bottom 3 as well when it comes to points given up to receivers. So George Pickens with that connection with Mason Rudolph, who should remain as a starting quarterback this upcoming week after that great performance of Week 16. Look for George Pickens at 17. 18, DJ Moore versus the Falcons. He's going to slide down a little bit on this list, but DJ Moore with Justin Fields should have a really good chance against the Falcons here. Not the best one last week. He did go out with a little bit of an injury and then came back, so knowing he's going to have a little bit of rest here, I expect DJ Moore to bounce back in this matchup. Number 19 is going to be Calvin Ridley. He's going up against the Panthers, home game against the Panthers, so definitely a good opportunity for Calvin Ridley to bounce back. And now, did struggle for the most part with Trevor Lawrence in there. Once CJ Beathard came in, they definitely had a good opportunity to boost off of that. And Calvin Ridley got a majority of those targets in that one, so keep an eye on that one there. Number 20, probably the lowest I've had him all year, and I never thought I'd put him below 15. Stephon Diggs versus the Patriots. Stephon Diggs at 20 this week just because he has been so disappointing the last 4 weeks. I don't know what's going on in this offense, and now he's got a tough matchup against the Patriots secondary. Yeah, I don't like that one. Stephon Diggs is going to be number 20. 21, Devontae Smith versus the Cardinals. A good opportunity for him here. It definitely was more A.J. Brown than Devonta Smith in that game against the Giants. So I do expect him to have a good matchup here. He was barely under A.J. Brown, but definitely a good opportunity for Devonta Smith against the Cardinals here. Number 22, Garrett Wilson at the Browns. He should be back this game against the Browns. Tough matchup. That's why he's going to be 22 for me. I'm going to slide him down there a little bit. 23, Gabe Davis versus the Patriots. He did really well last week against the Chargers. Now, the Patriots are a tougher matchup, but Gabe Davis seems to be more the option now, or at least Khalil Shakir should be the better option there. It just seems like Stephon Diggs is fading in this offense, and that's not a great sign for Stephon Diggs owners, especially if you have him in the championship. But Gabe Davis is going to be 23 here, 24 Adam Thielen at the Jaguars. Jaguars are on the bottom 20 here when it comes to points given up to a receiver, so Adam Thielen should have a decent game here in Week 17. 25 is going to be Christian Watson. He should be back this game, and up against the Vikings. Good matchup for him. 26, Nico Collins versus the Titans. Nico Collins came alive late in that game against the Browns, but they were getting blown out. So against the Titans, he should have a much better opportunity, and he didn't play last time against the Titans, and Noah Brown did really well. So Nico Collins going back to that wide receiver 1 should have a good opportunity in Week 17. Number 27 is going to be Romeo Doubs, and 28 will be Jaden Reed. Romeo Doubs did really well last week. Now he goes up against the Vikings, another good matchup, but he's going to slide down because Christian Watson's coming back. And then Jaden Reed with that chest injury, I expect him to come back this week after sitting out last week and exiting early the week prior. So Jaden Reed at number 28 versus the Vikings, I like those matchups there for Romeo Doubs and Jaden Reed, just slightly below Christian Watson in this matchup. 29 is going to be Chris Godwin versus the Saints. Tougher secondary, but Chris Godwin has been able to produce here no matter the matchup the last couple weeks. Nothing crazy, but more of a flex play this week probably for me. So look for the start-sit video later in the week. We'll definitely give you more information with that one when those videos come out on Thursday. 30 is going to be Jackson Smith and Jigba versus Steelers. Good bounce-back game for him here, I believe, against the Steelers, as he did a decent job last week. But this should be a better game for him. He's going to end my list at number 30. And that's going to do it for our wide receiver Week 17 rankings. This is championship weekend, so definitely want to make sure that you look out for the start-sit videos. We got to get a championship win. We're here to try to help you out the best we can, so definitely look for those videos. And like and subscribe because it helps us the rest of the season here. We're going to be back next year for sure, but definitely right now we're looking at giving you some more content, so keep an eye out for that. We're going to take a little bit of a break, but definitely look out for some more content. We got some stuff coming your way, so like, subscribe goes a long way. But other than that, good luck on your championship week, and we'll see you on the next videos on Thursday.